What if UConn's most dangerous lineup is also the one opponents are begging them to play? Because when Geno Auriemma slides Sarah Strong to the 5, UConn suddenly looks like a basketball science experiment. 5-out spacing, no clogged paint, guards flying downhill, and a front court star who can shoot, pass, defend, and create chaos. But here's the problem. In the Final Four, South Carolina didn't just beat UConn. They exposed the bill that comes with that lineup. 47-32 on the glass, 34-20 in the paint. Second chance points, 9-3. So today, we're debating it straight up. Is Strong at the 5 UConn's championship cheat code? Or the hidden weakness physical teams are going to attack all season?
Prime Field!
Let's be clear, this is not a Sarah Strong can't play center conversation. That would be lazy. This is about cost-benefit basketball. On one side, Strong at the 5 may unlock one of the most efficient offensive looks in the country. She averaged 18.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 3.4 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game, while shooting 58.2% from the field and 40.4% from 3. That is not normal front court production. That is a matchup problem wearing a UConn jersey. But on the other side, when she's the 5, UConn is asking her to space the floor, handle, pass, switch, protect the rim, and still clean the defensive glass against bigger bodies. That is a massive burden. So we're breaking this into 3 questions. Why the lineup works, why it can get punished, and what Geno should do when the opponent has real size. Here's why this lineup is so scary. Most traditional bigs do not want to guard Sarah Strong 23 feet from the basket. They're used to living near the rim, sitting in help, blocking shots, and controlling the paint. But Strong made 61 threes on 151 attempts. That is real volume. That means defenses cannot treat her like a fake shooter. So when Strong pops to the arc, the opposing center has 2 bad choices. Step out and now the lane is open. Stay back and Strong gets a clean rhythm 3. That is where UConn's guards become dangerous. Kike Arnold and Kaylee Heckle don't need a crowded paint. They need a runway. And with Strong dragging size away from the rim, those driving lanes get wider, cleaner, and faster. And Strong is not just a shooter. She is a passing hub. That matters because when she catches at the top, she can hit cutters, reverse the floor, attack a closeout, or punish a mismatch. That's why this lineup feels like a cheat code. It doesn't just create spacing, it creates decisions. And the more decisions a defense has to make, the more likely somebody is late. Now here's where the debate week gets interesting. People hear small ball 5 and immediately think no rim protection, no physicality, no defense. But that is not exactly fair with Sarah Strong. Strong had 130 steals and 62 blocks in 2025-26. She led UConn in both categories. That tells you something important. She's not just surviving defensively. She is creating events. She can switch. She can get her hands on the ball. She can jump passing lanes. She can block shots from different angles. And when UConn turns defense into transition, that lineup becomes even scarier. So the defensive idea is not, we'll just be smaller and hope. The idea is, we'll trade traditional size for speed, pressure, and disruption. But here's the danger. Disruption is not the same thing as possession finishing. You can force a tough miss and still lose the possession if you don't rebound. And that is where the hidden tax shows up. The Final Four gave us the clearest example. South Carolina beat UConn 62-48. UConn shot just 19 for 61 from the field. Strong finished with 12 points and 12 rebounds, but she shot 4 for 16. That alone is important, but the real story was the interior. South Carolina won the rebounding battle 47-32. They won points in the paint 34-20. They won second chance points 9-3. That is exactly the profile of a team built to punish a spacing-heavy lineup, and this is the debate. When Strong is spaced away from the rim offensively, that helps UConn, but defensively, when she has to switch, help, contest, and then rebound against bigger bodies, the job becomes brutal. Against most teams, UConn can survive that. Against elite physical front courts, that's different. South Carolina did not need to shoot the lights out. They controlled the uncomfortable areas, the glass, the paint, the extra possessions. That is how you beat a beautiful offense. You make the game ugly. But here's the part that gets overlooked. When UConn plays strong at the 5, the rebounding math changes for everybody else. It is not enough for Strong to battle inside and grab 12 boards. If she is switching, contesting, or pulled away from the rim, then the guards and wings have to finish possessions. That means KK Arnold, Kaylee Heckel, Ashlyn Shade, and whoever else is on the floor cannot leak out early. They have to crack back. They have to put bodies on bigger players. They have to turn long rebounds into 50-50 wins, because small ball only works defensively when all 5 players rebound. That is the real championship question. Can UConn's guards still play fast without abandoning the glass? So what is Geno supposed to do? Because UConn does have bigger options. UConn had that bigger body option last season with Sarah Williams, but she's now in the WNBA. So the question becomes even sharper. If Geno wants to protect the glass next season, does he trust Jana El-Alfi, another true front court piece? Or does he double down on Strong at the 5 and make rebounding a full team responsibility? Jana El-Alfi gives them another true front and warp body. Her Final Four role was limited, but the size of profile matters. So the choice is not play strong or don't play strong. The real choice is, do you want Strong as the 5-out hub, or do you want Strong next to a bigger front court partner? With Strong at the 5, the offense breathes, the paint opens, the ball moves, the defense gets stretched. With Strong Harrison next to a true big, UConn probably stabilizes the glass and rim protection, but the spacing becomes less extreme. And that is the chess match. Against teams that cannot punish the glass, go 5 out and make them chase. Against teams with physical front courts, maybe the answer there is not abandoning Strong at the 5. Maybe it is timing it better. Use it in bursts. Use it after timeouts. Use it when the opponent's true center is tired or in foul trouble. Use it when UConn needs a scoring run. But if the game becomes a rock fight, Geno may need more size on the floor. Here's my take. Strong at the 5 is not a gimmick. It is probably UConn's highest ceiling offensive lineup, but it cannot just be pretty. To win a national title with that look, UConn has to rebound like a 5-player machine. Guards have to crack back, wings have to hit bodies. Strong cannot be the only one responsible for cleaning up the mess, because the Final Four showed the blueprint. If you have enough size, enough toughness, and enough patience, you can turn UConn's spacing advantage into a rebounding problem. So my prediction is this. UConn will still use Strong at the 5 in the biggest games, but not as a full-time answer against elite front courts. The championship version is matchup-based. Sometimes it's 5 out, sometimes it's Strong with more size, and the team that solves that balance is the team that can actually finish the job. Now I want your take. Is Sarah Strong at the 5 UConn's best lineup? Or is it too risky against teams like South Carolina, UCLA, and Texas? Vote in the poll, drop your closing 5 in the comments, and if you love real women's hoops debates, not just hype, subscribe, because this season is going to be tactical warfare.
Prime Field!